Hey everybody. So Sunday afternoon, beautiful sunshine. I don't know if you can see the sunshine coming in behind me. And so I decided to whip up a chicken dish for supper. And this is called one pan chicken with buttered noodles. So what's better than one pan? And it called for 1 pound of chicken. And by the way, when I read these off, there's always a transcript attached to the YouTube videos. So if you don't catch something, it should have it in there by chance if you miss it and you're interested. It called for 1 pound of chicken breasts or thighs cut up into bite-sized pieces. Mine is almost 2 pounds because it was just what I had frozen in the freezer. Aldi was having a special a few weeks ago, and I got chicken breasts and chicken thighs, but my husband prefers chicken breast over chicken thighs, and I'm going to be gone most of the week for work, so this will give him something to eat on if he wants to. 2 tablespoons of butter. I put 3 just because I had the extra chicken. A tablespoon of olive oil. I used avocado oil. And the reason for the oil is you want the butter for the flavor, but it has a low burning point. So you want to use the olive oil or avocado oil or something like that with a higher burning point so your butter doesn't burn before you get it melted in whatever you're cooking and it gets cooked. A small onion, 3 cloves of minced garlic. I don't have any minced garlic, so I'm using this. A teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of Italian seasoning, teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 3 cups of chicken broth, 1.5 cups of milk, or half and half, and I did half of each, so 3/4 cup of milk, 3/4 cup of half and half, 8 ounces of egg noodles uncooked, 2 additional tablespoons of butter at the end, and then optional is Parmesan cheese, parsley, and red pepper flakes. I am going to do the Parmesan and the parsley, but not the red pepper flakes because my husband's not a fan of spicy stuff. So I already have the chicken cooked, and I did set out a piece to fry. It's pretty good. And all it has in it right now is cooked in the butter. It has the Italian seasoning in there. I still need to put the onion powder. And the garlic powder. Maybe just a little extra, because you know it never hurts to have a little extra garlic. And then it says to stir this up and cook it till the chicken is done and browned. Go ahead and put the salt, teaspoon of salt. Seems like a lot of salt. I'm not a huge salt fan. A half a teaspoon of black pepper. And I will use pepper because today, since I'm leaving this leftover for my husband, he likes pepper. I prefer coriander. So if I was keeping this as leftovers for me, I would have probably put coriander instead. So we're going to continue to let this mix together. And now we're going to add the onion. It was just a small diced onion. Let that cook for a few minutes. It's looking kind of dry. I think I'll put a little bit more oil, probably because the extra chicken. And maybe a little bit more butter. So let's see how this looks. Now, if I wasn't following this recipe, I probably would have put the onion in on the earlier side of the chicken cooking. I wouldn't have waited to this point because I kind of like my onion more cooked through. And I know it'll probably cook a little bit more when it simmers with the noodles, but still, I would have put a little bit more. Okay, now it says to stir in the minced garlic and cook about a minute until fragrant. So here's my garlic. And I don't know, should we assume that a clove is a half a tablespoon maybe? So we'll put 3 of those in there. And maybe just a little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to stir this around. Now I took a little bit of that liquid out of that container because it's in like a watery base. And that definitely deglazed this pan, which means all the goodies that were stuck on the bottom from the chicken cooking, it just pulled all that loose, and it puts it right back into the dish that you're cooking. So you can see here now how clean that bottom looks, where it was just covered with the oil that had cooked down, and the juice from the chicken and the butter and all that stuff was stuck. So, okay, that looks good now. Now it says to, oh yeah, it's fragrant. Okay, so now it says to pour in the chicken broth and milk, stirring well. So for the chicken broth, it said 3 cups, and I don't have, I didn't thaw out any chicken broth. So 3 cups is, what am I looking for here? Okay, so this is 1.5 teaspoons per cup. So 1.5 plus 1.5 is a tablespoon. So we're going to use, that's enough for 2 cups. And then I'm just going to put a little bit extra for flavor. And then we're just going to stir this up. Everybody stirs with a knife, don't they? Alright, so we need to pour this in. It's our 3 cups of stock. And then we have our cream and butter, or cream and milk. Pour that in. Keep hearing somebody outside. Okay. Then, let's see, add the uncooked egg noodles and press them down into the liquid until they are submerged. Bring to a simmer, cover, and cook for 8 to 10 minutes. So here's my noodles. Here's my scales. We're going to weigh this out. Guess we can use this. Oh, maybe this might be better. Probably come here holding 8 ounces. Okay. So we're looking for 8 ounces of noodles. And 8 ounces is a lot for noodles like this because they're so dry. Okay, that's 8 ounces. .5. Okay. So we're going to pour this in, and these really, really puff up a lot. So we're going to turn this up, bring it to gentle simmer. So while we're waiting on that to come to a simmer, I made a batch of chai tea mix today to take. I'm not going to take all of this. Part of it's going to go to my daughters. But then I'm going to take some of it with me on my work trip. So then all I have to do is add hot water, and I have chai tea, and I don't have to be dependent on whatever they might have available at the hotel or in the room. Oh, it's starting to bubble. It's looking good. Smelling good too. Okay, so it says to let this cook for 8 to 10 minutes covered. So I'm using my tablet today and it doesn't have a pause function on it. So we're going to leave for now. And I'd hope that this video would be all in one, but there's going to be a part 2 in about 8 to 10 minutes. So if you can just, finish off here, know that when we come back, we're going to be able to see the finished product and even taste the finished product. So I will see you all here shortly.